Back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. I'll ask for returns for you guys to smash that like button. Let's see if we can get today's video over 30 likes. And here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, actually going up higher today and breaking out of this channel here of the 52-week low support and the highs up here of 370, right? It's actually sitting at it right now. And we have some critical things to talk about within the inflows versus outflows and also the 42 vision indicators. But today our SPY bot early on in the pre-market since 8:25 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward into the bell and after the bell, inflows crossed with strength and call options went up 300% plus within hours, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge over the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected to the SPY bot, the QQQ bot, our newly released Tesla bot, and we have other bots on the way so that you can receive the clarity and edge that you deserve within the volatility of the markets to maximize on opportunities, whether stocks are going up or going down. And this is my opinion and perspective alone. Volatility is here to stay, and to be able to maximize within the volatility, having a clarity and edge makes all the difference. It doesn't have to be 42 vision, but if you find value in what we share here on our channel and the chart analysis that we do, and you want to become part of a growing community of investors using these resources to maximize in either direction, check out the link down below in the description. So here we are with the SPY in this channel breaking out, having a lot of strength here for the day. I mean, literally from the 52-week low, it has jumped up a total amount of $10 plus. And in today's video, we have some data to break down and what the charts are showing. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And as you see popping up here on the screen, these are some of the home runs I managed to find this week alone. And while it's not guaranteed to be this way every single time, we strive for opportunities like these every single day. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity with our 42 vision indicators, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So these are the three stocks I mentioned this morning. All three of them gave jumps of 5 to 10%, 10 to 20% plus, but one of them turned out to be a spectacular home run, and that was BIAF. And ABOS, from its dip to the rip, it nearly went up 20% plus. But let's look at this home run together. So BIAF, we caught it under a bull indicator here, and the inflows were strong above the midpoint. It was consolidating, and it switched from red to green, and the inflow stayed above throughout the process. That bull indicator was still in effect and full strength here on 42 vision, and it gave a highest point of 40% plus within minutes, guys. If you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity of the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, and as I stated earlier in the video, breaking out of this consolidation area, right? Actually bouncing from the 52-week low, coming up to resistance, and it's fighting there. Now the question mark is, will it continue? And this is where it gets interesting, because we're going to have volatility this week regardless, right? Today Jay Powell spoke, right? So it actually had an impact on the stock market going higher. But there's something happening behind the scenes, which I talked about in yesterday's video. We needed to see how EIA, right, oil inventories came out, and they came out slightly negative. And if you look at oil today, it's actually skyrocketing, right? It was consolidating here near a low here, coming up, came down, and it's taking off pretty quickly. If this actually continues to take off back into the $85, $90 range, and then all the speculation and hype and the fear of it breaking above $100 happens, oil could start to run and affect indirectly the markets and CPI data that is actually trying to be cooled off, right? It could actually spark things again in a very, very big spiral effect that no one saw coming. Now, apart from the inventory numbers, we also had these headlines that you see popping up here on the screen about the pipelines that actually had an explosion today. And that actually leads to a huge supply demand disruption, creating less supply and more demand, propping up oil prices in the long term or even in the short term. So this is big, all happening at the same time. Yet the market was going up today. We have to break down some key levels here. I'm going to pull up the bull and bear indicators, which you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected to the SPY bot, the QQQ bot, our newly released Tesla bot, and we have other bots on the way so that you can receive the clarity and edge that you deserve within the volatility of the markets to maximize on opportunities, whether stocks are going up or going down. And you can now join the members using these resources to maximize in either direction by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. Slots are now open for those interested. The link is down below in the description. So here we are with the SPY. It was under a bear indicator yesterday from 367 all the way down to the new 52-week lows of 360, bounced off of it, created a double bottom effect here in the pre-market as it was running, got a bull indicator here at 363, and those inflows were picking up since yesterday's drop. You could see all that buying pressure there as it was going back up, slight drop as the outflows picked up, and then they actually picked up from right there and the inflows continued. They crossed, and you could see the momentum for the rest of the day. It actually pulled away from the midpoint on the 30-minute, and you could see how much volatility we've had between the bull and bear indicators and the inflows versus outflows, whether the inflows dominate or the outflows, right? The bulls and bears here putting up a fight in this consolidation, and I've talked about how important it was for this to try to break away from these lows, or if it broke through it, it could go lower, especially if outflows continue to dominate. But if we cross back up and the bulls start to take over, they want to break above 370, and it's at a critical level, okay? Going into tomorrow, is this going to gap up and have further strength, or could it go lower? Well, there's a huge data point coming out tomorrow, guys. I talked about it in yesterday's video that I was going to mention it today, and it has to do with the final GDP numbers for Q2. It is expected to be negative 0.6, guys. Negative is still negative no matter what number it is, because 2 negative consecutive quarters after this final one, right? The other ones are estimates. That right there could stir up things in the markets pretty quickly, guys. Now, apart from all of this going on, right? Apart from the US market, in the United Kingdom, in the UK, there's actually printing going on again, right? Like they're actually doing quantitative easing while raising interest rates, which is like unheard of to be a good mix or even a mix at all. But that's what they're trying to strategize over there. And then also our markets are probably pricing in the hopes if we do go into recession, or if we do have to do the same thing, or if the UK is doing the right thing and we're behind the curve, well, that eventually quantitative tightening is going to end. The interest rates are going to slow down, and we're going to go back to quantitative easing. But we are nowhere near that, and I've talked about how could we do a huge double bottom effect here to bounce back up, if that's a possibility, right? We've talked about this in our previous videos, but it's not guaranteed just yet. I mean, things are moving very quickly. If you look at the inflows here, we're already at 6.7 based off the 30-minute, and the last times that we've hit up at that level, we've rejected and had slight pullbacks before the next run up. So super important to keep in mind that this is a pretty overextended run happening really, really fast, and it's a total amount of almost $10 plus in a single day, guys. That's huge. I mean, call options today were up 300% plus, 400% plus, and so forth. I mean, huge move to the upside. But let's talk about what's going on here and what to watch, because tomorrow, like I stated, GDP numbers is huge, and that's going to have an effect on the overall market of either sparking further volatility back down to the downside, or if the markets ignore it and things keep running and oil keeps going higher, that's something to watch. I mean, just today, as I'm doing this video, oil has already jumped up a total amount of almost a whole entire dollar. I mean, it's moving really, really fast. Now, let's talk about here what's going on. So the first thing is support, right? 360. To the upside, we want to stay above 370 if we can. The next resistance level is up here at 378, and we want these inflows on the 30-minute to continue pushing up higher, and that this bull indicator stays in control. On the 15-minute, we got a bull indicator here in the pre-market, and the inflows have actually lost some traction. So as the stock is still going up higher, there is some outflows, but we're still above the midpoint. So I'm going to be watching this very carefully if we stay above this midpoint and pull back up, or if we come back down and cross it, because if we do, that could then affect the 30-minute here and pull things back down and possibly even cross the midpoint as well. And on the way back down, get a bear indicator that cancels out this bull indicator here. So super important to keep that in mind as well. So on the 15-minute, I'll be watching for those outflows if they continue, and if a bear indicator pops up as well to cancel out this bull indicator, and if that could roll into the 30-minute. But in yesterday's video, we talked about the 1 hour here, which was critical as it was actually trying to come back up towards those inflows, came back down, consolidated, and I stated I'll be watching if this could continue lower or start to pick back up. And even if it didn't cross the midpoint, we just wanted to see if it could come back towards it. Well, it pulled back up towards it, got a bull indicator, which cancels out this first bear indicator since way back here on September 20th. It's the first bull indicator since then. And we did a complete transition from dip areas all the way up to the rip area. And we need to see if this rip area can continue to hold, or it's going to actually max out and be the extreme strength point, because right now inflows on the 1 hour have slowed down, and it's not only on the 1 hour, also on the 30-minute it's slowed down, and on the 15-minute it's pulling downwards. So we need to watch these levels carefully, and on the 1 hour, big push up, cross the midpoint, and it's actually having further strength. Now on the 4 hour though, you could see here that the inflows have not crossed yet, right? It's coming back up though. We need to see if it's going to cancel before it actually reaches, like it did back here when it looked like it was coming back up, canceled, continue to go lower, still under that bear indicator and continue to push down, or in this transition from white with red borders to dark green and a continuation of dark green and bright green bars, if this happens and we get a bull indicator in the upward trend, well, we need to see if these inflows can cross the midpoint, because the last time we did cross them, the stock went from 396 all the way to 415. So super important to watch these levels very carefully going into tomorrow and the next few days. I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.